This is the XFML
of the Kinloch Coyotes. As we move on to Newsman Celtic versus Galley Pelicans. Newsman, another team in desperate need of a win. Allison in goal, Tamore, Stones, Rice and Chilwell at the back, Fernandinho and Neves in the midfield, Pepe, Lo Celso and Bergwijn behind Callum Wilson. For Galley Bay, it's Kepa in goal, Dallo, Zuma, Maguire and Stavey at the back. Kante plays behind Madison and Dyer, with Mane and Ali supporting Jesus. The Newsmen desperately need this victory, as we mentioned, to keep in touch with Galley Bay and Aberdeen. And a victory for them today would put them right in that playoff hunt, with Galley Bay and Aberdeen to play next week. Newsmen finish off against Cork and the DC President, so they have a slightly easier run-in, judging by the league table. And it's all to play for if they get the victory today, but a draw or a loss today, and it's between Galley Bay and Aberdeen for that third playoff spot. We'll join the action at Newsman pretty soon, hopefully. As I've run out of things to say. Here we go, and we're starting in the second half, a really action-packed first half. As Stavey finds James Maddison, who spins a deep ball into Sadio Mane. Oh, what a save from Maddison. Mane coming up against his former Liverpool teammate, nearly put them in front there. A good save, and Maddison will take the corner, and Maddison missed it, but it goes out for a goal kick on the far side. As Harry Maguire finds Dele Alli, infield to Dyer, switches it wide to Diego Dallo, who's acres of space. Where's the Newsman defence? Dallo gets into the box, crosses it away, headed away by Stones, and Pepe flicks it clear only as far as Sadebe, whose cross earned an own goal point in the last game for Galley Bay. Madison and Kante working it well. Madison now out. He finds Sadebe again. Sadebe drives forward and finds Dele Alli. It's 1-0. 54 minutes gone. It's Newsman 0, Galley Bay 1. Driven back across the keeper from Dele Alli. Both defenders went to Sadebe, who just teed up Ali. It's a nice finish into the side netting on the far side. And it's Newsman 0, Galley Bay Pelicans 1. 54 minutes on the clock. Here's Sadebe. 1-2 with Kante. Sadebe again, now Maguire. Madison finds Eric Dyer. Sadebe and Ali, who've combined for one goal already. And Madison, who's been running the show, plays it to the overrunning Sadebe on the left. He pulls it back to James Madison again. Switches it to the right this time, and Dallo's bursting forward. The fullbacks have been good today. Bergwijn intercepts that one and clears it away as far as Callum Wilson. Wilson, he looks pretty isolated, but he's running into the box. Wilson, he shoots. Oh, it's wide. First chance really for Newsman, and not delivered too well by Callum Wilson, as Neves takes this corner, and it's easily claimed by Kepa. He's got the fullback. Is there for if he wants him. Instead he goes longer and picks out Mane. Good first touch. Mane switches it to Dele Alli. He can make it 2-0. Oh, it's wide from Ali. Great chance. Should double the advantage. Mane did really well. 90th minute corner from Pepe. It's picked up again by Kepa. Newsman really haven't offered much in a must-win scenario. Nuno hasn't been able to G up the troops today. And Kepa takes his time before punting it long. And it's knocked down by Jesus to Decor. His ball is intercepted by Fernandinho, but Maguire wins it back. Madison, Sadebe. And he's lost out to Fernandinho again, and here's Jared Bowen. Bowen plays the through ball. Callum Wilson gets there and shoots. Oh, what a finish from Callum Wilson! We're in stoppage time, and Newsman have just about kept their season alive. It's going to be very hard for them unless they get another one. It's a lovely finish from Callum Wilson. Remind me of Andy Cole's goal for Blackburn against Tottenham in the Worthington Cup final, when he just let it go across him with one foot and volleyed it back across, and that's rescued a late point for the Newsman Celtic in a pretty dull game, to be honest. Dele Alli had a good chance to make it 2-0 after he had put Galley Bay in front, and Wilson was there to get a late equaliser. As we go into the last game, and because of those draws, I think there is still a chance, if either DC or Cork can win the last 3 games, to make the playoffs. And DC line up with Bernd Leno in goal, Kyle Walker, Fabinho, Jan Vertonghen and Alonso at the back. David Silva and Moutinho are deep. It's Felipe Anderson, Sigurdsson and Martial behind Sergio Aguero. Cork with Patricio in goal, Wan-Bissaka, Dendoncker, Aki and Reece James at the back. Rodri is a deep midfielder behind the playmakers Fernandes and De Bruyne, with Shaqiri and Sane supporting Patrick Aubameyang. Cork, of course, famous for conceding in the last 4 or 5 minutes or injury time. They look quite a good side for most of the game, but then they always seem to just lose that bit of concentration. They get a rumour that Frank Lampard's been removed of his duties and replaced by Pep Guardiola, so I haven't heard that officially confirmed. I mean, I think I'll be able to tell by looking at the dugout, but we'll have to see if we get a good shot of them. Lampard and Guardiola, both victors of the best looking Premier League manager over the course of the last couple of seasons. Lampard picking up this year's win, his first title. Guardiola, I think Eddie Howe won a few in a row. Daniel Farke was my personal nomination for this year. I like that sort of rugged look, but he was edged out. Did get a good fourth and make it into the Champions League spot. And here is João Moutinho. Oh, it's the back post of Aguero. Great save by Patricio. And it's cleared away by Fernandes. And now Shaqiri on the... Oh, that's that one. But no. Finds Fabinho. Out wide. And now Kyle Walker. And João Moutinho. Good ball from Moutinho. Finds Martial. He drives into the box. Still going Martial. Still Anthony Martial. Oh, it's a great save by Patricio. Tipped over the bar. Really good run by Martial. And the corner will be taken by João Moutinho. Oh, it's got all the way through. Oh, it's a free kick to Cork. You heard the referee's whistle and you're never quite sure. 93rd minute now. Moutinho's corner. Cleared away as far as Lindelof. He finds Capoue. That save Lindelof. João Moutinho. Aguero! And it can't keep happening, you think. But yet again, in the stoppage time, the Cork Titans have conceded a late goal to cost them points. Moutinho played it back, and you leave Aguero 6 yards out, and that's what's going to happen. Yeah, it's deja vu over and over again. Not a lot of highlights in this one, but the final score: Durham County 1, Cork 0, and that means the Durham County Presidents, I think, will be still alive. We'll get to the league table very quickly, but the Cork Titans season is over, and they'll have to start thinking about next year now and really concentrating for 90 minutes. Durham County 1, Cork 0. The XFML: Devon Dementors 4, Kinloch Coyotes 4, Dudley Bay Biscuits 1, Aberdeen Distillery 1, Durham County Presidents 1, Cork Titans 0, Newsman Celtic 1, Galley Bay Pelicans 1. And we see in the news headlines there is confirmation there. Pep Guardiola has taken charge of the Cork Titans. Frank Lampard removed from his duties as Cork manager. And the same old story though, despite Guardiola taking over for Cork today. The playoffs are in for Devon and Kinloch. Both made the playoffs. They're still fighting out for that top spot, and Kinloch vitally now have got the head-to-head confirmed. Here is the confirmation. Devon and Kinloch both guaranteed themselves a playoff place in 2020. Injury list, not much injuries going through today. Joel Matip's out for 5 to 7 months for Cork, so I think that's his season done. He'll be struggling to make that flex season. Another injury to Raul Jimenez, and Mateo Kovacic also for Aberdeen Distillery. The league table, as you say, playoffs confirmed: Devon with 24 and Kinloch with 23. Galley Bay are still a point clear of Aberdeen. Newsman now 4 points behind with 2 games to go. Got it all to do, and Dudley Bay, Durham and Cork I don't think can make it due to Galley Bay and Aberdeen still having to play, and that is the huge game we have this week. We've got Devon taking on the Biscuits, Kinloch host Durham, Newsman host Cork in a game they must win, and Galley Bay take on Aberdeen. With the victors of that, well, if it is Galley Bay, they're guaranteed the 3rd playoff spot, and week 14 will be just resting up and a bit of a fight for the number 1 seed maybe. So that's the end of XFML this week. Stay home. Stay safe. Stay alert.